What's up, guys? I'm back, and today I have my Mini Maxx on the table. Today, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to tell you everything that I put into it, and then I'm going to tell you how much it cost. You're not going to believe it, guys. When I figured this out, it blows my mind. I can't believe how much money I have into this little RC. Well, guys, let's get to this. Alright, we got the list. Let's get started. On the top of my list is the GTR shocks. Okay, so these were $79.95. But when you put these on, you're going to have an issue with them rubbing on your stock axles. So what I did here, I went with the GPM axles, and they cost me $59.15. Now that's for 2 sets. You know, I haven't seen anything good about them yet, but I have heard people were breaking them, so I'm not sure. I haven't really bashed it hard since I put them on. Alright, so next thing I did, I took it out and I busted my steering links. So again, I went on eBay and I found some steering links from GPM, and these actually, they're pretty good. They look pretty good, and they're only $16.86. What else did I go with GPM? I also got the GPM motor mount in here. I'm not really a fan because in order to get this to fit, you have to trim the chassis here to get it down in there. And it makes no sense to me that you would make a motor mount for this vehicle and not, you know, make it fit the way it should without trimming. You know, that there, I wouldn't recommend that because people have been having problems with these chassis breaking, but I'm not a fan. Alright, so what else did I do? I went in and I got the center diff, and I went with the plastic housing one because I was thinking I was going to save a few bucks. So the center diff was $45, you know, and you know, for a little truck, I guess it's 10th scale. Oh, also I went and I bought a set of these adapters here, you know, so I can adjust it and make it just look clean, because you really don't need those. And those were $3.50. Alright, so I wanted to upgrade the center drive shaft. So if you do the center drive shaft, you also have to get this pinion gear back here. So you're looking at the center drive shaft was $8. Then you gotta spend $6 for the pinion gear. You just gotta have it. So I went and I got a clear body. You don't have to do this, so this is just like a little added expense that you could avoid. But you know me, I have to have the coolest paint, you know, and I love the smoked windows. So for your body, we have $25, but it does come with your mounts. So that's pretty nice, because some of these manufacturers, they don't come with that kind of hardware, but it also didn't come with your skids. So you had to add a set of skids on here. I mean, I think it should have came with them out of the box. What do you think, guys? But you got a $25 body, you got $10 roof skids, right? And then if you want to go with this Tamiya, what is this? This is the PS62. This is pure orange. This is by Tamiya. I love this color, guys. It is my favorite by far. but it's like $8.99 a can, right? But also I got some black on here, so there's another can. I think that would be $7.79 a can, plus I have some window smoke. You know, I'll get a can of that and I'll do multiple trucks. So that I just had this stuff laying around. Same with the black. You know, usually don't go through a whole can, but if you don't have it, you just go with one color. It's only $7-8, right? Then you put the stickers on there. You know, I don't like the stickers, and I don't like the wild paint scheme that Traxxas does. So this is just a must in my book. So this is a must. We have in here, I got the HotRacing steel diff planetary gears. I went and I bought a set of them for the front and for the rear, and they cost me $61.23. I'm sure you go on eBay, you shop around, you might be able to find them for a little bit cheaper, but it's a must with this thing. I'm not adding the cost that I already blew out. Let's see, I blew out the rear twice and I blew out the front diff once. So basically I went through 3 of the factory ones, and it's just insane how weak they are. It's bad. They should have come with some steel in there, not this monkey metal. You know what I mean? That is just garbage. But as you see here, as this sits now, you're not going to believe this, guys. I'm not even factoring in the brushless system yet, and we're already up to $586.25. What? That's crazy. But I saved probably $30 or $40 by going with these axles on here by GPM. But if I were to do it again, I would just go and get the Traxxas ones, if you can get them. I don't know, but from what I'm hearing, probably that's your best bet. This GPM stuff, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go and get HotRacing from now on and go with just Traxxas, you know, stuff. It just is the best way to go. But you're looking, you know, almost $600 without a brushless system. So what I have in here, this is the Horizon Hobby. This is the Onyx system. It's a 4000 kV. I don't know what this cost. I don't know if you can still get this, but I had one of these. I found it on eBay, and I had it just laying around. So it was like, I think I spent like $53. I think it was. It was used, but it's like new. And the good thing about it is it had the same shaft, so I ran the stock pinion with no problem. But if I were to do this, I wouldn't put the 4000 kV in here. Sure, it does 50 miles an hour with the stock gearing, but that's just, you don't need it for this little truck. For me, if I was to do this again, which I may, go and put a new motor and speed controller in there, I was looking at, this is the one that I would run. I would go with Hobby Wing Quick Run. What is that? That's the 10BL120 G2 centraless brushless ESC combo with a 3652 SL motor, and that would be a 3250 kV. I think that would be perfect, you know, give you a little bit more low end. I'm not sure if I need to go 50. I think I'd rather have that a little more power on the bottom. But this thing, it has plenty. It doesn't do quadruple flips, but I haven't had it at the skate park yet. I'm really not sure what it's capable of. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out, and I got my Max that's pretty much upgraded to a similar spec. It has all the steel drive shafts and all that. We're going to take them to the skate park, and we're going to put them head to head, and we're going to see where the weaknesses are. But If I were to go with the Hobby Wing setup, that would be an $85 setup. You know, I mean, it's a 120 amp system. It would be perfect in here. I think it would be a little bit overpowered, but with the four-wheel drive, it would do good. All right, guys, the grand total. Here we go. Look at this. $671.25. That is insane. A tiny truck like this, and you could have easily went and bought any 10th scale truck on the market. You know, you could buy most 8th scale stuff on the market for the same price that I have into this little thing. Sure, I could have took off probably $30 for, you know, the brushless system, but if you were to do this, you would spend probably $85 to $100 for a brushless system just to get this thing up and running. That's insane. $671. You know, you could have bought a Max, wide Max, and put the steel CVDs on it and had twice the truck you have here. Oh man, I don't know, would I do it again? I don't know. Now that I know what's in this, I mean, sure, I love this little thing, but I had no clue how much money. And I know there's some of you guys out there that have more than this in here. I bet you some guys have close to $1,000 into this tiny little thing. Well, I guess if you got the money to blow, Traxxas, they'll take it. There you go, guys. Now you know how much of a money pit these little things can be. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you next time.